Oh, that's better. I had to change rooms. They were too loud. Oh, excuse me. It's supposed to be a steady quiet room there. I believe they're teaching, Spanish to someone. It's a personal one-on-one Spanish lesson. And that's fine. I need to be learning some Spanish. But I don't want y'all hearing privacy. The whole conversation in the background, so I done switched rooms. Okay. Oh, excuse me. I wanted to play for y'all, and I like ratchet music, but I like, and I have in the past videos played some ratchet music. Let me see how y'all gonna feel this. I was listening to this last night while I was dressing the YouTube videos, and I was in absolute love. Let's go. With my mom being a former piano music teacher and pianist, I like a lot of different music. So, yeah, it is what it is. And I want to make sure we catch it from the beginning. Welcome to Pimpology. We have done up to Law 15. We shall now be starting on Law 16. Harp and cello, trumpet and saxophone, and keys are some of my favorite instruments. There are pictures in the book. I won't be showing you any pictures. You should download the book. I will place the link to download in the comment section. Law 16, give motivation and inspiration. Let me take you to the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Pimpin' King. The life. For about $1,000, I could get beautiful fur coats off the street that would retail for $10,000. I also had to deal with a local furrier where I would bring in my coat, and for a G, he would take my coat, put a $10,000 price tag on it, and hang it up with his coats. I would tell a hoe that I was going to buy her a fur. I may have been teasing her with this for a few weeks. Finally, I would take her to the furrier to pick one out. I would steer her in the direction of my coat. I would tell her that it was the perfect coat for her, that it made her look really nice. The furrier would join in, telling her how fly she looked in it. Hold on. I said she could have any coat in the store, but she naturally gravitated to the coat I had selected for her. When she looked at the price tag, she really flipped for it. I would give the furrier 1,000 in front of my hoe. I would tell her I just put a G down on your coat. Every week I will put another G on the coat until it is paid. 4. At the end of 10 weeks, you will be wearing your coat. You'll be the baddest bitch at the Players Ball. That hoe would be on the track hoeing like crazy to bring that money to buy that coat. After 2 weeks, I broke even and the other 8 just lined my pockets. But even more valuable to me was that my hoe was a happy freaking camper. Thinking about the coat made her job easier, and it made my household more peaceful. Having the coat as motivation also helped me keep the hoe in line. If she started getting out of pocket, I would hold that coat over her head and threaten her with not getting it. If it wasn't a fur, it was jewels. Pimps always have access to expensive that falls off trucks. On the street, I could get diamonds and platinum jewels for 1/10 of the price. I had a deal with a local jeweler as well who would sell my jewels to my hoes and mark up the price. We had our own special hoe layaway plan. The ism. It's important that a hoe doesn't feel like she's hoeing for nothing. She has to constantly have an incentive, a carrot dangled in front of her face. A pimp has to keep her distracted with the things she thinks she wants. And he has to constantly fill her head with more and more things for her to want. People work to survive, but they only work hard when they want something really bad. A new car, a new house, a new college fund for their children, and they are shown a means to get it. In corporate America, they dangle raises, bonuses, and commissions over a worker's head. Even though it's just money, they should have been paying him all along. Without these games, he might have the motivation to get up every day, go to that job, and do the minimum not to get fired, but the incentives inspire him to really hustle. Free college education looks good. Yeah, she does. I'm going to change side of the table due to light. Lighting. Let's leave that there. Let me see. That might be better. I don't know. Not really. A little bit. Be patient. All right, I think we're done. Okay. Law 18. Cop and blow. This is better. Okay. I'm sorry, Law 17. Get you a bottom itch. I just put this in a boy. Okay, my bottom. Okay. One bad itch beats 5 funky hoes. King James. They're playing. King James, huh? Oh, by the way, for the B word, I'm gonna use female, and then for the NIGGA word, I'm gonna use Negro. I had one hoe. Took my pimping for 8 years. She would get up every day, go to work, sometimes for 10 to 12 straight hours. Oh no, honey. Whew. She would go to sleep just to wake up to get a pimp some more money. This hoe was in it to win it. Not only did she motivate the next worthy hoe who wanted to rise in the game, but she set the standard for my pimping. I called her Ivy because she made me a much better pimp. She helped me elevate my pimping. I would talk to her about my plans for myself and for her. I would write down my plan on paper and I would make her read my plan every day. I talked to her until I was blue in the face. It was my duty to install in her the drive to get money and let her know that once she commits to this game, it's part of her. She had to eat, sleep, and my pimping until she believed in everything I was telling her. If I told her something was going to happen in her mind, it was already done. The ism. A bottom female is important to a pimp's success. She has a purpose to see her pimp rich and on top. A pimp may have only one good hoe in his career. He may have 5 hoes and 4 of them will be his mother female cheerleaders. Mother effing cheerleaders. But one, that bottom female, is the one he will win with. She's the one who will school all of the other hoes to a pimp's ways. She'll let the other hoes know that if they're not down with the pimp and his ways, they have to leave. Because a bottom female is so important to a pimp's game, he has to watch her carefully. As soon as he sees a glimpse of her being disgruntled, he has to hand over her walking papers so that he can replace her when the time comes. It's also important to keep a bottom female in waiting. To win in life, you need to have a solid team of people around you, and the people closest to you have to be really down for you. As the leader of the team, you need to focus 10 moves ahead, and you can't do that if you're dealing with every little thing. A team captain handles things for you, leads the other players, and gives them an example to look up to. A strong captain communicates your vision, enforces it, and inspires your team to really want to win. What are you doing? Don't even think about it. There we go. Okay. Law 18, cock and blow. Man, females come and go. Every Negro pimpin' know. 50 Cent. P.I.M.P. The Life. Back in the late 1970s and early 1980s, you could see one hoe go through 10 pimps. And all the pimps would say the name of the game is Cop and Blow, and the loser has to watch the hoe go. There was this one pimp who didn't quite go with this flow. His name was Fly from D.C. Every pimp knew that his whole game was fair game to any other pimp, but Fly wasn't having it. I was out there doing my own thing, and I saw this fine white hoe working the blade. I got down at the hoe and I sweated her all night. Finally, a real dark brother pulled up to me. My man, can you pull over? He said, I need to talk to you. We met at the gas station on M Street. When we got there, he got out the car and came over to me. He said, man, you've been sweating that hoe all night and didn't get any action. He said, can you let her get my money? He said, Negro, you don't know? The name of the game is Cop and Blow, I reminded him. I see you've been reading them Iceberg Slim books, he said, but the book I read says it's Cop, Lock, and Block. I don't mean no disrespect, but this is how I eat on these streets, so if you can, let that hoe make my money. I kind of liked the guy, so I stopped sweating that hoe. 2 weeks later, he blew the hoe. We talked again, and he said, I should have kept it in the family and let you get that hoe. That female got out on me. Man, what are you talking about? I said, I thought she was solid. The hoe blew up, he said. I laughed, and that's when I came up with the term hoe up or blow up. I've been in this for a long time, and I done seen a lot of hoes come and go, I said. This game is funny. A hoe may pay you for 2 days, or a hoe may pay you for 20 years. But these hoes stay the same. You can cop one, and you can blow one. The ism. A pimp learns that he can't get too caught up in a hoe, and he certainly can't feel bad when he loses one. Cop and blow is gaining and losing hoes with grace. If a pimpin' knows the game, he knows he will lose a hoe, maybe his best hoe, but he will have to keep it moving like it's nothing. He has to let it roll off his back because there will always be another hoe to take that hoe's place. If he can't handle losing hoes, he might as well just get out the game. In life, you will have gains and losses, successes and failures. What determines your fate is how you handle them. Those who know that life comes with ebbs and flows and that you have to ride those waves will be successful. You have to be able to roll with the punches. Take what comes at you and have enough inside to brush the dirt off your shoulder and keep mashing for your ration. What you heard about me, but you can't get a dollar out of me. Okay. Law 19. Turn hoe ends into dividends. I'm going for the ghetto streets to the executive suites, from the ghetto blocks to Wall Street stocks, from the sewer to an entrepreneur, from hoe tracks to the office facts, pimpin' Ken. The life. When I was a youngster, my daddy always told me, son, don't go broke. It seemed like real simple advice, like common effing sense. Like most knuckleheads on the streets, I didn't listen. I thought, I got this. I would go on the streets, put down a hustle or two, and spend my money as soon as I got it. There we go. Because I didn't save my money. I found myself deeper and deeper in the game, which led to stealing and eventually landed me in the joint. I met some of the smartest men while I was in jail, but there was one thing these mother effers had in common. As intelligent as they were, they, like me, didn't have a game plan, and that's what landed them there. One of the OGs in the joint was trying to get his together. He would always have a book in his hand. One day I walked up to him and I said, Negro, you think you're so smart, don't you? He looked at me like he wanted to do something. But he recognized that he had been in the joint long enough. He knew nothing good could come of talking slick to a young hothead like me. He smiled and said, young man, I heard about you. I know you tried your hand at pimping. For that reason, I will tell you a little story about my life before I came to the jail. About 15 years ago, I was 10 deep, 10 hoes, 100 toes in case you didn't know. I had a brand new Cadillac and was getting 40 G's a week. Dear mercy. 40 G's a week. Okay. I owned 3 mansions and went shopping like a Muslim prays 5 times a week. Stop. Y'all should have been comedians. I had 10 sets of jewelry. I changed jewelry 10 days a week. I had my own mink farm because they couldn't kill the little son of it fast enough to supply me and all my hoes for the winter. My pimp friends used to beg me not to compete for Pimp of the Year at the Players Ball so that they'd have a chance to win. My cash stash was in the millions. Then it all changed. One day, one of my hoes got out of pocket. I hit the female in the head and the hoe fell dead. I had the other hoes hide the body while I got out of town. I tried to pimp long distance, but every one of them hoes left me. I used every dime trying to hide from the law for 5 years. I ran without a plan, spending them hoes' ends. Not once had I ever thought about investing that hoe money. If I had done that, maybe I wouldn't be in the joint today. He then handed me a book. It was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Take this book, he said. Did y'all catch that? That is a great book, by the way. Yeah. This book will change your life and uplift your pimping to a level these suckers will never understand. Pimp on a hoe until the wheels fall off the beds, but at the same time, take your money and invest it in a business in real estate or open up some type of store. I might need to reread this book. It's been a minute. I'm not going to reread it. I'm not going to listen to the audio book. Yeah. After I got released from jail, I took the OG's advice and got my money right. I opened up a grocery store and clothing store, and I invested in real estate. I started a film company and a management company. Now I'm an OG, but I don't have to go through that OG went through. The ism. Most players in the hustle live for the right now instead of letting their next move be their best move. All of my brothers on the block with rocks in their socks get caught. They sell the dope for 3 years and do 30 in the joint. The smart move would be to make the money, take the money, then flip that Pimps don't have pensions or Social Security. There is no pimp retirement fund. A pimp must turn whole ends into dividends. You can either pimp or die or invest and multiply. You need to have an end game. Turn your dollar into hoes so that your money will be working for you instead of you working it for it. Turn your dollars into hoes. Have that money out on the track, breaking itself every single day. The wealth you have today can be gone tomorrow if you don't invest it and prepare for the future. Even the Bible tells a story that concludes that I tell you that to anyone who has more will be given, but as far as the one who has nothing, even what he has will be taken away. You not only have to avoid spending all your money, but even just saving it is not enough. You have to grow your wealth. Okay, Pimp C. Got Pimp C picture here. They got Lil Wayne picture here. I don't know why Lil Wayne is there. Anyway. Law 20. Get in a hoe's head. Law 20. Get in a hoe's head. Control is the soul. Pimpin' Snooki. For life. My first hoe, Dirty Red, had 10 pimps before me. That did make her a pro, and she had this game down pat. Ken, if you ask a female to do something and she acts like she don't hear you, or she snaps, what? That is a good indication that she's ready to leave, Dirty Red told me. Smart female, how you know that? I asked. You ain't never pimped on a hoe. There I was, 16 years old, never pimped on a hoe, and I was questioning this veteran. She thought for a minute, and I assumed she was thinking, I'm going to try to lace this young pimp, and he is getting offended. I was so insecure about what I didn't know that I was getting mad at her for trying to school me, but I calmed down quick. Because if I was going to be a king and pimping, I needed that game. Finally, she put her hands on her hips and said, Daddy, excuse me, I'm a hoe, and that's what we do. And when we get tired of Negro pimping, I realize that no one knows what a hoe is thinking better than a hoe. Oh, that's good. So I said, okay, female, what next? I became her willing student, but I still had to be in control. Dirty Red told me that a woman will almost always lie about an orgasm. I didn't really care whether a hoe had an orgasm or not, but you never know when knowledge will come in handy later. If you lay some good pipe, you will know if it's the real thing, she said. A female will paint your name, roll over like a puppy, and go to sleep in broad daylight, shaking all the while. Most simps go for the fake and think that they can control a female with the D. But if you allow yourself to be faked out like that, then you are the one who is being controlled by the P, by the kitty. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Actually, you know what? It was going to play time after time, but that is not what I want to hear right now. Yes. How about that? Let's do that. In the game, a pimp who can be faked out is tender in the zipper, and a female will have no respect for him. Another hoe of mine, Ivy, showed me that women have a hunger to shop, and if I feed it, I will eat forever. She loved to shop so much that I could manipulate her with shopping. If she thought about being out of pocket, she knew that her shopping days would be cut short. It actually kept her in line. All I would have to say was, "Do you want to go shopping?" And she smiled when she felt like frowning. That lesson came in handy when I knocked this other hoe from an old school pimp named Nate. She was hard working hoe. One day she caught a trick for some big money, and I gave her a G to go shopping. As I handed the 10 crisp $100 bill, she started to cry. "What's the matter with you, female?" I said, really puzzled. "I just gave you a G." "I love shopping," she said, "but the guy I used to be with never let me shop on my own. That pimp would buy his hoes everything from clothes to tampons. He wouldn't let them have a dime to shop on their own." These women inform me that it's the small things in life that count when it comes to a woman. The kind words, or bringing her a gift for no reason, or remembering her birthday or something special to her and listening when she talks, those things really matter to them. Most pimps would think you must be out your mind. Pimps just don't do that square Pimps never treat a hoe with much kindness, but I took this lesson and made it work for me. It took my pimping to a whole other level. Unless she feels love for you, a hoe's not going to give you her money for 8 and 10-year stretches. Some hoes want you to be hard on them, but with others, it's like Pimp C says, you serve vinegar, you're going to get pickles. The trick is to figure out each hoe's mind. I knew one hoe named Jazzy Desi, a 23-year-old all-American snow bunny. She told me most hoes are lost little girls who have been neglected growing up, now living in a woman's body. Hoes don't do this because They enjoy turning tricks. Most hoes don't even like sex. Oh my gosh. They believe a pimp will give them the love and care they didn't have growing up. They don't like sex? Really? A hoe does not need to be told the same thing a pimp tells all his hoes, especially a bottom female. This is why bottom females run off the other hoes. In her mind, a pimp is a hoes man, and yet she has to work with other girls that think the same thing. You have to remember, us hoes are women before we are hoes. The ism. As I have always said, the book on what a hoe will do has yet to be written. You can never really know everything that goes on inside a hoe's head. Hey, I'm writing that book actually. Hoe sessions. This is funny. I had no idea. But one thing that made me such a good pimp was that on some level I understood a lot what made a hoe tick. But it's not from the perspective of having a pimp, because I have never had a pimp except in corporate America. Whoever I was working for was my pimp in the office. My best teacher, hoes. Over the years, I learned some valuable lessons and gained a lot of insight from the hoes I had around me. Knowledge is power, and it is available to anyone willing to really pay attention. When people tell you what they think and what makes them tick, it's to your advantage to learn as much as you possibly can. Ask them what their dreams are and really listen to their answers. You can use that information to make your dreams come true. Law 21.